Hey, Solutionaries, this brew has been brought by Think Ad Group. You can get information by going to thinkadgroup.com and brewing solutions with the best. They are 100% Car Guy Coffee approved. Get you some.
Solutionary.
Honestly, great words.
Right there.
You put some sauce right there.
Put that in your cup and sip on it. Car guys and car gals. You know, we can talk technique and other stuff, but there's these characteristics that have to be inside of you to be a successful person at being a person, right? And there's a word and a term that Greg used earlier. I don't know if you guys missed it, but there's something else about the genuine premium brew that is Beto, and that is he has impeccable character. And he is one that can be trusted, and those that can be trusted can carry the heavier weight, right? And seem as if they lift it up effortlessly. But all that they do is properly apply the principles and the processes to do better and to lift up heavier weights until they can do so. And because he has the proper integrity, he doesn't falter when a lot of weight is put on him, right? And he's multiplying this. And that is an incredible thing that is so valuable for the friendship that we have. I mean, again, I don't get to always just pour my heart out, but this is our show, and
we can do what we want to do. That's right.
So, but
that coffee, baby.
But here, I mean, understand there's so much honor that I feel flowing through the airwaves of the digital lands right now, guys. You know what I mean? There has to be an honor that takes in the information from the wise and properly distributes it for others to be wise. There was a clog up, and it was the plague of fatherlessness, right? There was a clog up that happened where people didn't want others to advance past them, so they never poured out the good stuff they had inside of them. And then they thought they had enough good stuff inside of them until it went sour because they were no longer connected to the vine. Well, when that fruit gets plucked, it's not growing anymore.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's going the opposite way. You know, so it's important that you stay connected. You stay properly in a place where you can constantly grow. If that can get any metaphorical, I don't know. But great fruit and great trees always come back and are producing fruit in every season, actually.
Because you have good roots.
But, right, the root system's all in place. But the berries that I was showing you guys earlier, right, they come back every year. There's going to be a great buckets-filled event that we have. People come from around the area, walk the land, and they pick up these berries. But they're going to be back next year. And my job is to cultivate and keep the soil doing what it's supposed to do. But if the process is put in place, it's going to keep producing fruit. And every year should usually yield a bigger bounty if I nurture it properly. You know what I mean? And I didn't plant those. You know what I mean? I'm just harvesting something that someone else planted, right? And you have been honoring that. You're honoring the vision of another man. It's his business, right? You're taking that and making it yours and being successful with it. That's how managers truly help their dealerships get to that next level. They take that piece of ownership to say, I am going with this mission with you. Just like an army, in any case scenario, you have that character. You guys have creeds. These guys got these creeds that they say that are inspiring to me as the soldier that I am. You know what I mean? That they will beat their chest and say their creed. Give me a creed. I want to hear one of your creeds. One of those. And cue the creed. What are the actual sayings that you say at the dealership?
Beto, what do you guys say at the store?
Beto.
What's that?
What's the creed that you guys say at the store?
Creed?
Yeah. What's your saying that you guys all say on the showroom floor?
The mission.
Oh, our pledge, man. We have our
pledge.
Here. Yes, sir. We have our pledge. We are dealer for the people. Yes, and we recite this pledge every single day in our meetings, and that's what it is.
That's awesome, man. So, pledge, creed, I get it. Way different.
So what is the pledge?
We're the dealer for the people.
We're the dealer for the people. Yeah. All right.
So, Lou, question number 4.
Go hitting it.
I love it.
Okay. So, all right, Beto. We are brewing up some funny solutions. But one, it's just family. We're all family here. We love being able to be in the cafe and just chop up shop. If we were a month ago, we would have been probably chopping up shop, having meetings and all that. Next month, we would have been doing that. But the situation is the situation. Bars don't open, and a lot of car guy events probably won't happen if they can't open bars. So we're going to keep opening up the cafe for great solutionaries like you and brewing some solutions. So I want to talk about the key thing that has been what it is that Beto has been able to use inside of his professional career to make sure he goes to the next level every time with picking the person to trust his mission with. So in the recruiting process, right, the exposure that we get to people is the exposure we get, right? The more that you meet, the more that you get, the more that you understand, right? If you have a short amount of time that you've been exposed to people in the business, like Beto, you have to apply key things to figuring out who's going to run with you, right?
Right.
Beto, what has been the thing that you have looked for? Because a fast tracker always has to have his team, right? You got to have the people that you're running with. So what has been a key thing that you have looked for inside of your people to pick the right ones to run with you or fly with you?
It's funny that you asked me that, just because, just like I came into my business being a salesperson, and then went on to desk deals, to now running my own store. I was able to have a person that I have here now, which is my manager right now. He started off selling cars for me 2 years ago, and I would call him a fast tracker himself. We were, as you guys know, I'm here temporarily, and this guy has grown so much in the past couple of years where, my owner was actually here just a few days ago, and he told me, you know what, I think that I feel comfortable with what you have going on right now, to where once we do our next move, I feel that you're ready to go. So that was it was great to see from this guy. He reminds me of myself, and we're the same age, but he is a guy that has been so trusted in the past 2 years that I've been here. He is a local guy, and his name is Daniel Robles. He's been doing an amazing job for us, and this is his town. And I love, from when, it's funny because when I bring on new people, I sometimes show them a video, because I used to do record videos of our training. So just a little bit of backstory before I moved from Tucson to El Paso. And I think we trained for like 2 months straight before we even opened the store. And this guy, Daniel, I'll never forget, we used a for the people approval process, just like what you guys do. And he fumbled the clipboard, dropped it in front of a training customer, and it's just so great to see from that to where he is at now, and I feel really comfortable with him, and it's just great to see, definitely.
Wow.
And
man, I love how you honor people.
Exactly what we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. The way you talk about people, your face even lit up when you talked about him.
Yeah.
And and I don't mean that in like a, weird way. I mean that in like,
in true
you could tell that you just feel like, man, I love, how you feel inspired by this guy too. Like you can see how he's coming up, which pushes you a little bit, and then he inspires you because you're doing it right. If you're teaching him how to do something and it's working really well, you're doing it the right way. So you're a great coach that way. You're a great coach when it comes to coaching your guys up, so. Man, kudos, bro. That's a really awesome story.
And I've learned from him. Yep.
Every day. You have to. You learn from each other all the time, man. And if you're not, then you're definitely, like we talk about, you're not growing no more. You're dying. So
I have to say that being a father, there's way more that I've learned from my kids than I think my kids learn from me. My kids are so smart, and I'm always learning from them every day. And being that inside of any relationship where you are looking to this one to learn how to make them the best that they can possibly be. And that type of relationship gets so reciprocated when they discover how great they can be and they apply it. Then they're, the fire has started. And then you're just nurturing it and watching it blaze, and it's so inspiring. But that's the same thing that we should have with the relationships that we have around us. People like you that are wanting to invest, wanting to pour out what it is that you're getting and into them, amplify that. That's great brews, great seeds. What do you got on that, Greg? Where does your heart go on that?
Well, no, and I agree. I think that when you're looking for that person to be, your Tonto and the Lone Ranger, let me tell you, when you're going through that I look for people, and a lot like what Beto has said. I've been fortunate enough to see some great people become great managers and great salespeople. There's some people are just great salespeople. They really know what they're doing. They don't have that aspect of the manager. But the big thing I look for are passion. Because if they're passionate about what they're doing, one of the reasons, again, Beto is successful is he's passionate. So what happens is you create that passion for everybody else. You can't help but want to be around Beto.
Right.
And again, people seek that out. People seek that positivity out. And so when you see people that are also, like I said, not afraid to ask questions, and not also, the other part you got to look about Beto, again, what Fast Tracker's rules is he is, if you listen to him, he doesn't just talk about Beto. He talks about all his people, and all the people have meant something to him in his life. But he's still very confident. I've worked with him. He's not, being a suck ass. What he's being is truthful and saying, hey, listen, this is why I'm successful. I'm going to help other people be successful because I know if I make Daniel successful, I get to grow even more so. And I'm going to tell you, for when you're a manager or salesperson in this industry or any industry, what happens is owners and people that are your bosses look for that characteristic in people because it means I'm not just taking all the credit. Look what I did. He's saying, look what we did as a team. Look what Daniel did. And when he does that, he'll grow himself exponentially even faster.
So true.
That is
wisdom. I love the answer, Greg, man. And that's, like I said, you're definitely a man of integrity, and I love that. And I love how you talk about other people. You just did the same thing. You didn't even realize you did it, right? And it's so true because that is what a great leader does.
You bet, buddy.
Yeah, it's easy to talk about you like that, Beto. Seriously, man.
It is. I mean,
the first time I ever met you, you were just
so genuine.
Genuine since day one. You always ask the right questions. You're always there. You've got a very great demeanor about you. It works really well.
He's sitting there sponging it.
And you're a sponge, man. But yet, you're such a humble guy. A lot of people who are in your position, they get so cocky and so and that's why they end up not having longevity. So you're a fast tracker. There's a lot of fast trackers that fast track, but there's people who they just like a firework. It blows up. It's over. You, on the other hand, you have longevity. You're going to have it because you have a lot of other characteristics that people don't have. And that's what's going to take you far in this business, man. But always stay this way, and you'll always be that way. And that's what's going to be great about that, man. I look forward to all of us hanging out 10 more years from now, talking about, all the great rewards we've had with people, and it's going to be fun, man. And it's going to be a lot of cool stuff. And I'm really honored to have you on the show today. So it's really cool to have you here. I know we've been friends. We've been talking about this for a while, but this is the right time
for it. Doing it. Yes.
Our Fast Tracker series, And Greg, man, it's awesome having you on the show, man. Because obviously, having an opportunity to be you being a mentor there for us when we were there, being able to talk to you, sponge as much stuff from you as we can. Just oh my God, it's amazing what you have in that bald head of yours. It's a beautiful thing, man, and you have such an energy about you too, man. So I know we're honoring Beto a lot, so we're not trying to not talk about Greg, because Greg, folks, and I know you're not here for that, Greg, but I want you to know we are honored. We're gonna have a show that honors just Greg, guys. Just remember that. So that's coming very soon. But right now, we're obviously here. We're all talking about Beto because Beto is a fast tracking son of a gun.
Yes, he is.
And I'm looking, like I said, 10 years from now, who knows? So, and I'm really excited to be, friends with a guy like this that we can learn from too. And I do. I learn a lot from you every day. I learned a lot from that coaching group we did. I learned a lot of things that helped me get better as a manager too. Helped me slow down certain things in my mind, the way I treated my salespeople, because sometimes I would get a little harsh on them really quick, but I learned some stuff from there, the way people thought. And I was like, I'm going to try that. And it worked. It worked really well. So I always do the same thing, Greg. When I go somewhere, I always try to make sure that I learn at least one or two things to take back with me so I can try to apply that to my life and make it better. And it's a great way to think. And it's the only way to think. And if you do that constantly, we're going to keep growing. So it's been great.
So before you take over for this last question,
okay,
I do want to highlight a little bit that's going on here and all of the fun stuff that's brewing, folks. It's that you have the wisdom of a Greg McCoy. You have the wisdom that has been implanted and is now brewing inside of this fast tracker that's coming down the lane, making some incredible things happen, right? And these two are creating a generational fusion of power that is beginning to start electrifying the car industry. I believe that the young and the old, the past and the new.
Shouldn't say old. It's experience.
There's some stuff that's old. There's some stuff that's old. When I say old, I mean wisdom.
Hey, I got white beard.
Is the carrier of many years of wisdom way before him, right?
But this is what's great about Greg. This is why people who are watching the show right now need to watch it. I know we're highlighting Beto a lot here, but if you pay attention to what Greg's talking about, this is how you need to understand. This is how you need to be at all times, constantly looking even at somebody who's been in the business new as somebody that you can learn something from. So if you guys can constantly do that, you'll see that you'll always be somewhere at a place where you have an opportunity to be a mentor and be mentored. And just constant growth stage, man. And Greg is a huge highlight of that. So I can't wait to have you on the show. Just, when we get to highlight you, it's going to be a lot of fun to talk about your past and stuff too, man. Yeah. But anyway.
But showing that, there's a key thing. So we know about Beto and how he loves the customer, and he does what he does for the sake of the customer.
Right on.
Then he sees the growth inside of other people. A legacy is turning up inside of that. These two people have seen and are still seeing a fruitful harvest of the legacy seeds that they've been pouring into other people for such a long time. And it's going to continue to grow. And because of that, they are brewing solutions. There is a new wave of people that are coming through that are just like all of us solutionaries that are trying to find a way to help. But at heart, it has to be for the others, not for just ourselves, for the other, caring for the one that we're looking at, the one that we're talking to.
That's it.
The ones that we are actually toiling for. It is inside of the others that we find our motivation, we find our excitement, that it's not about us raising ourselves up. It's really about us taking each other and giving them the best that we have. The best version of us is what we owe them, even if it just grew 1%.
I love that you said that. It's not it's us, all of us. The car business, the business needs to be better. Everybody needs to be better. And if everyone does, this business becomes so much easier and better for everybody. And most importantly, for our clients out there, because once again, I know that we have to build our teams up, but without those clients, what are we building up? For nothing. So you got to treat them right. We got to make them want to come to a store and be comfortable at a store. We want to make them feel like they need to send all their friends and family there. We need all that. And man, you guys are both people who understand that
so much.
And we honor that. And that's why we need you on the show. And we're so glad to have you on the show. So let's get to question number 5.
Let's get to question number 5, but this entire brew has been brought by
Think
Ad Group. You can get your information from Think Ad Group by going to thinkadgroup.com.
That's right.
They are a group of solutionaries that are finding a way to help make sure that you find your customer at the median that they want to be found at. Man. You got more questions about it? Check them out. Check out Justin. Check out Derek. And go to thinkadgroup.com.
That's right.
Because that's who's bringing you this brew. All right, Fred.
Man.
Let's do what it do.
Wow. So
Cinco
at the end. Question. So we're getting to the end of the 5-liner. And it's kind of sad because this was a lot of fun. But, okay, so the 5-liner, we're going to finish it with everybody. We talked about the why, where you guys came from, people that you were mentored that really you cared about, that helped you get to where you're at, and so on and so forth. But one thing that we haven't talked about is what you want to do and what your future goals are, Beto. I know that you, sometimes putting it out there, it's a great thing to do. I'm sure you're the type of person who has a lot of goals set up for you. That's why you have to achieve by setting something up. You have to have a picture of what you want. And I'm not going to ask too far of a goal, but I'm sure you at least have a 2-year goal, right? 2 years from now, where do you see yourself?
2 years from now.
Oh, hold on.
AZ.
Yes.
You're back, man.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. So, my 2-year goal would be to, I've enjoyed myself so much here in this city of El Paso, but being here, a little bit over 2 years. So, in the next 2 years, I see myself back in my home state, maybe Phoenix, Arizona. I haven't told you guys, but I'm expecting a second baby from my wife.
Oh my God!
All right,
Yay!
yes, sir. Yeah, we're really, really happy, and I know that my boss has big goals in the upcoming years, and I just feel thankful to be a part of those plans. So, I don't know, maybe maybe running a store or two back home in Phoenix, Arizona. So that's where I see myself in 2 years.
That's awesome.
Still being part of this great company that I'm part of, and Brewing Solutions, right?
That's right. That's right. Get you some,
man, and that's great. And those goals are going to happen, man. And that's really awesome. Congratulations on the new child coming soon, man. Oh, that's so awesome. Wow, I'm jealous. I really am. I've been begging my wife for one. So anyway, maybe this will put it up there. My goal is to have a baby. Not playing. That's tough. But no, man, that's so awesome, man. I know that's going to happen for you. I know that you love your state of Arizona, and to be able to be in Phoenix, that's a great metropolis for you to be able to do your thing and be able to spread the For the People message, to spread your message, man, because you have a great one too, man. You definitely have your own brand going on. Trust me, and you're definitely one of those guys that. Man, this fast tracker right here, brother. I'm seriously, I'm really excited that I get to know you, that we've become friends over the last couple of years, and I'm looking forward to just constantly growing and seeing what you're doing, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is very humbling to have the wisdom that's inside of
hey
this
guys.
cafe.
Yeah, I love that I was able to be exposed to all of you. There's not one day that goes by that I'm not thinking about. You guys, or even Nick, or even Matt. I know that when we get together, when we see each other in Orlando, it's just so much that we get to cover, and so much that we can take from each other. And I'm just I'm growing. I'm growing because of you guys, definitely.
Keep growing. Wow. Well, I believe that you are growing because there is something innately inside of you that is the heart of a solutionary. And you are able to apply the principle of forget, focus, fly. You are able to be trusted with a great measure of weight, and you are the hope of what it is we want to see the next generations continuing to deposit into the next generations. And it only gets better. If you are what's next, then, man, so much better is still on the way, and it's exciting. Man. And I am so honored to be here and to have the wisdom of Greg to make sure that, we are all keeping into account that there are many people that are making deposits, and many people have much fruit coming and credited to them. And sometimes we don't get to do that enough, right? I feel like in this business, we try to not give each other the credit. We want to credit everybody that's doing great. We want people that are doing a good job to know they're doing a good job. And let's not make it weird to congratulate each other, guys. Don't let the mushy stuff mess with you. Okay? Feel love, show love. You'll feel better if you do it. We promise, because that's what happens when you brew solutions. 100%. Greg McCoy, we honor you and we appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for being here today. Beto, this 5-liner has been magical.
Yes,
this has been great. This is the stuff that people need to be hearing. Is how, a person of hope like you can continue to keep doing things, and there's so much more to go. We're just getting started. You are just getting started. All of us are just getting started. We have lots of living to do, folks, and I'm excited about it.
Yes, sir.
Car guys, car gals, thank you again. Greg, thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us for this 5-liner. We will be back to you in a moment as we discuss fresh news and what is happening in the car business. Beto, we'll be right back. This is Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
This is Furlan Arts, the subprime hero.
And we will be right back.
Hey, Solutionaries, this brew has been brought by Think Ad Group. You can get information by going to thinkadgroup.com and brewing solutions with the best. They are 100% Car Guy Coffee approved. Get you some.